Gordon Freeman wants to know how to get accustomed to the fisheye effect for beginners. The visuals we get on analog are not even close to what we see on liftoff. I mean, I can't compare what you're seeing on your quadcopter to liftoff. The fisheye, the field of view is a software setting. You could take liftoff and you could increase the field of view. I mean, that's doable. I'm pretty sure. I guess I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure you can change the field of view in liftoff. You could change the lens on your analog camera to a narrower lens if you like. I don't think you should, though. You want a wide field of view when flying because that's how you can see like what's around you. You don't have peripheral vision. You can't, like in real life, you move your eyes to see what's around you, even imperceptibly, right? It's subconscious. With an FPV drone, you don't have the ability to do that. So as you're like going around a turn or so, you're flying next to an object and you want to see how close you are to the object, you need a wide field of view, and that results in a fisheye effect. I think you just have to get used to it, because if you switch your camera lens to a narrower angle lens, you will not be able to see what's around you and you will fly worse as a result. How do you get used to it? Just practice, experience. I have to say, that's how all FPV pilots fly. Here's the thing. Somebody is new, they get into the hobby, and they're like, I don't like this thing. I want to do it differently. You got to at least pause and say, why is it that everyone... Is this a problem with, like, my setup? Or is this, I just need to embrace it and understand that that's just how it's done, right? Like, I met somebody today, last week, I met somebody. He was a pilot who had grown up flying Mode 1. So his controller had rudder on the left and yaw on the right. He grew up flying Mode 1, and he was going through a training course, and the training course was being done in Mode 2. And he was completely screwed up. And he said he emailed me and he said, I want to know how I can set my controller up so that if I flip a switch, it's in Mode 1, but like if I flip a switch, it's in Mode 2. So that like if the instructor walked up to him and said, here, let me have your controller, I want to demonstrate something to you, or I don't know, I'm making this up. He could just flip the switch real quick, hand his controller to the instructor, it would be in Mode 2. When the instructor hands it back, he flips the switch, it's in Mode 1. And I was like, yeah, I could show you how to do that. But what you need to do is suck it up and learn Mode 2. It sounds like whatever job you're training for, whatever organization you're about to work for, they want you to be in Mode 2. And like, yes, you can set your Betaflight flight controller and your Edge TX hand controller up to switch modes. But when they hand you a DJI Avata, are you going to really quick go in and change modes? When they hand you, God only knows what other drone you might be flying. They're all going to be in Mode 2. You just need to suck it up and learn Mode 2. And that's gonna suck. But that's just what you got to do. Likewise, people say, I'm having a lot of trouble controlling my throttle. What do I need to do? Throttle expo, throttle scaling. Maybe, but the actual truth is most people just fly. They just learn to control the throttle. So as a beginner who's having like struggles, maybe you start with a little bit of throttle expo, or maybe you start with some throttle scaling, but your goal should be to just be able to, like they say, fly better, right? And it's the same thing that we have here. Like, this fisheye effect is confusing you. Every single FPV pilot is flying with that field of view. So is the problem that the fisheye effect is like, that's not doable, I need to change my camera? Or do you just need to get used to it and understand that there's a reason why we all fly with this ultra wide angle lens, and you don't understand what the reason is yet because you're new here, you know? Yeah. And like, I feel bad saying that. I'll say one more thing on this topic, because like the part of me that is still a rebellious teenager is like, oh, you're saying I should do it that way just because that's the way it's always been done and that's the way everybody else does it? Well, I'm an individual. I do it my way, and I'm going to change everything for the better by showing you that you're old. So, like, you know, freaking Kevin Bacon in Footloose. I'm going to go dance in the town square. The adults can't tell me I have to fly mode 2. Right? And there is a place for that. But what I like to say is that before you can innovate, you need to understand why it's done the way that it's done. Right? If you show up and it's your first week on the job and you look around and you go, that's stupid. That's stupid. Why do we do it that way? No, we're going to do it differently. No, we've all had, well, I don't know that we've all had, but we can all identify with a new manager or a new owner of the company charging in and going, everything you're doing is stupid. We're going to do it different now. And they screw everything up because they don't understand why we do it the way that we do it. And even if the way that we do it is stupid, you can't make it better unless you understand why we do it the stupid way. Otherwise, it's just a crapshoot that you're going to give us something better. So before you say, I want to do something unique and different, understand why we do it the way we do it, and then decide if that's a good decision for you. And with a field of view, there's a reason we do it that way, and you probably just need to suck it up and get used to it. There you go. iGal, you are 100% right. Switching between mode 1 and mode 2, or vice versa, is like that backwards bicycle from Smarter Every Day. Your brain just shifts. And I will tell you this. The process of flying a drone is so subconscious that you cannot, and I've tried this, if I hand you a drone and you're a mode 2 pilot, and I say this drone's set up in mode 1, and that means that yaw and rudder are backwards. You got that? You got that? Yaw and rudder are backwards. Yaw's on the left and rudder, or yaw's on the right and rudder's on the left. Okay. And you're like, yes, I got it. Rudder, yaw. Okay, here we go. I'm going to fly. The minute you take off, your brain will just go back to doing what it always does, and you cannot consciously override it. You have to remap your brain, and then you just shift gears, and now you're subconsciously doing the other thing. You know? So. And there are pilots who can fly in both mode 1 and mode 2. They do exist. They're weird and impressive, and I'm not one of them. I knew a dude who learned to fly accidentally. He learned to fly with yaw reversed. So left yaw was right yaw and vice versa, kind of like the rudder on a ship. Instead of moving the nose, he was moving the tail. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, first-person shooters give you the option to do inverted yaw, right? Basically, inverted stick. Some people are just more comfortable with inverted stick. But he learned to fly that way, and then that's just it. He was locked in for the rest of his life. He never changed it. He would just invert the yaw channel on all his drones. There you go.